Welcome to UticaTV's Mumbles. My name is Nico Leonard, and I'm joined with the president of Utica University, Todd Pfannestiel. Thank you for joining us today. So let's go right into the first question.
Thank you.
How do you feel your first semester as president went?
You know, I think it went really well, and primarily because when I talk to the students, when I talk to the faculty and other employees, it seems like it went well for them. So if they're having a good time, especially if the students are enjoying their experience in and out of the class, and the employees are enjoying everything that they do to support our students, then I'm a happy president.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I only hear good things from the students.
Excellent. Thank you.
So what are your remaining goals for this semester?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to believe coming back from spring break, we have commencements just around the corner, so I'm already thinking about our seniors that'll be graduating as well as our graduate students and how do we make this last term special for them. But at the same time, people know we're working on a couple of important searches to fill out the leadership team with a vice president for academics as well as a vice president for enrollment. That'll set the stage moving forward.
Right. So what are some of your goals as president of the university?
Yeah, for me, it's all about making sure that everyone feels a sense of belonging here, and belonging really broadly defined. I want students to know that this is a second home for them and that we're going to give them the best educational experience, but in return that we expect them to give everything they got in order to achieve their goals.
Exactly.
Likewise for our employees, I want them to realize the impact they have on our students and what can we be doing together to be sure that we achieve those goals. So
yeah, absolutely.
For firing on all cylinders, it's going to be a great experience for everyone.
It's true. How does being the president of Utica University compare to any other positions you might have held in the past? Like, what was the process getting to this position?
You know, I was very fortunate because I was provost here for 5 years before I became president. So in many ways, the transition to president was a fairly easy one. And I don't mean to take that too lightly, but President Casamento trained me well in terms of taking on the leadership role. But nothing fully prepares you for becoming a president when you realize how many of the decisions that you have impact so many more people's lives and their livelihoods. So I don't think anything ever really compares, but it heightens everything you've trained for in the past. So how important communication skills are, how important public appearance is, how important it is to our students to see you in their experiences, whether it's at the play Alice in Wonderland or whether it's at the sporting events or any other club activities, being seen and also listening to others. Those are two really important keys.
Exactly. You're the face of the university almost.
You are, in many ways, and I take that very seriously when I'm meeting with donors or I'm meeting with alumni, or in some cases meeting with political officials here in the area as well as in Albany where I was last week. You realize that one single conversation can really turn the tide with regard to funding, an opportunity for our students.
Right. So how long were you provost here at the university for?
I was provost here for 5 years. I came in 2018. Prior to this, I was provost and interim president for 3 years at an institution down in Pennsylvania. And I was tell people I was very happy where I was, but when I learned about Utica and learned about everything that this institution has going for it, it became the one place I would have left my previous institution. It was Utica or I would have stayed. Right. So I'm really proud of the opportunity to serve Utica.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you value most about your position here at Utica?
I think what I value most, two pieces. First of all, the process through which I became president, because I really appreciate the input that many people had and that it was a national search, that there was never an assumption that just because I was here as a vice president that it would be my job. And to know that you stack up against, I think, probably some fairly high quality people from other institutions, it's really self-gratifying and it helps to reinforce what I hope are the skill sets I have that I can bring here. But in addition to that, I think the idea of being able to succeed Laura Casamento as the next president, because Laura, wonderful person, wonderful leader, and still a very close friend and mentor. And if I can even be a tenth of the president that she was for her 7 years here, then I feel I would have been fairly successful.
So you had touched on this with this new search for the VP and the provost, the VP of Enrollment Management.
Yes.
What are you hoping the university will gain from fulfilling these leadership roles with new people?
Yeah, these are critical. And in fact, I do think back when Laura first hired me as her provost, she often told me, you know, Todd, the provost search was the most critical search that she had during her presidency. I feel the same way with both the provost search as well as the VP for Enrollment Management. All private higher education is at a crossroads right now in terms of how we recruit students to the university. So having a very high quality vice president for enrollment really is a game changer for this institution. My hope is that we'll be able to announce a new vice president of enrollment management sometime later this month. I'm in some discussions already. The search has reached the point where I am talking to a candidate. I feel very positive that this candidate will say yes to us, and it's up to me as president to seal the deal with him. Provost is also important, and I say this somewhat jokingly. having been the previous provost, my hope is to hire an even better provost than I was.
Right.
I want somebody who could take it to the next level, never be satisfied with what I might have brought to the show. And already, we've just begun that search. We already have close to 45 high-quality applicants for that. We'll continue to seek applications for the next 2 weeks, have the search committee ready to go, and our hope is that we'll be bringing individuals to campus for students and others to meet by the end of April, and that I'll be able to announce a new provost as we move into the summer.
Perfect.
Hope
nice
so.
and efficient, yeah.
Yeah, hope so.
So let's talk a little more fun here.
Yes.
Let's talk hockey.
Oh, yes.
First time the men's team has been to the Frozen Four since 2012. How do we feel about it?
So excited, so excited. And really, to take it out even a step further, first of all, being able to be at those matches, to see the men work their way through the conference championship and to help celebrate with them, and then to go to that great quarterfinal match where they looked so great. Thankfully for me, I have some donor visits I have to make in Florida starting tomorrow, actually. And then from there, I will go directly to Hartford where I'll meet some donors, but of course I'll be going to the game on Thursday night and have every intention of staying for Saturday night when we play for our first national championship.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about that, but it also reminds me, to see our men's basketball make it to the NCAA tournament, to see Jane Fahey from our women's track and field team finish second in the nation.
Phenomenal,
just phenomenal. So it's really all of our student athletes, regardless of where their success lie in terms of conference championships. Really, their success is being on the field, regardless of the outcome. What an amazing group of students, and I'm so proud to be president of all these student athletes.
Oh yeah, the student athletes just keep getting better here too. It's a really great thing to see, and you've seen it in the progression in the last 5 years, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to reach even greater heights. Let's let this be the beginning of more national champions, because the men are going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And let's work it through all of our other fall, winter, spring sports. I want to be able to celebrate many successes moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that wraps up this week's episode of Mumbles. Thank you, President Todd Pfannestiel, for joining us today, and thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week.